Good morning and welcome back to the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning. If you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you for that. And please remember that Facebook does keep this video up on our page at all times. So if you ever don't have time or can't make it for the morning show, you can always check out the video later at our Facebook page. And of course, we do upload these shows to www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast, where you can check them out at your leisure. Watch whenever you feel like, and get a little load of the morning show. So please check those places out, and we do appreciate you guys joining us this morning. Going to switch it up a little bit today. As we always mention, we do have a free part of our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com/coronavirus, where all of our coronavirus information is free. Today we're going to start off with the mitigation efforts because I usually mix those in the middle of the show. Going to try to get to them maybe about 3 times per show, just to remind folks who might be popping in and out about them. Again, remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds or more with soap and water. Disinfect common surfaces at home and at the office. Wear a mask in public per CDC guidelines. Don't touch your face. Control your cough or your sneeze with your elbow or a tissue. 6 feet or more of social distancing in public places. 10 or less to a gathering, preferably less. And please remember, if you can, try to work from home and stay at home. If you are sick, definitely stay home. Utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor. Now, jumping into your traffic today, I-12 still remaining relatively clear. It's not getting backed up just yet. Folks are still staying home. For a lot of folks are still staying home, but some are getting on the road. You're looking at minor delays at 4H Club Road, River Road, and 190, as well as delays at 190 in Juban and 190 in Range. There's also some minor delays at all 3 exits. That would be Juban, Walker, and Range Avenue at I-12. So some people are getting up on the interstate, but not enough to cause it to back up, which if you're going into Baton Rouge today, I'm sure is a nice thing. So traffic not too heavy, looking at sort of your normal delays as most folks are starting to funnel back into work in some way, shape, or form. Remember, keep 6 feet of distance, wear a mask, and disinfect those common surfaces at work. It's currently 52 degrees. Beautiful day. It's going to stay like this most of the day. 77 degrees is your high. 54, again, your overnight low. Now, that high is going to start ratcheting up starting tomorrow to the point where we're going to get into almost 90 over the weekend and 90 as the high coming up Monday, Tuesday of next week. Also some low overnight temperatures. So if you're an allergic person like me, get ready. It's going to be a wonderful temperature roller coaster. GDP dropped 4.8% in the first quarter of this year. So hadn't even really kind of, for those of you who don't know, the first quarter ends at the end of March. And, one of the things that you got to realize is that the coronavirus only just kind of got started in March. So we're going to be looking towards probably worse here in the second quarter, which began in April, will end in June. But going to be looking to try to bounce back, try to push that number back up. Checking out your coronavirus statistics going on statewide, and then in Livingston Parish, you've got 27,660 cases statewide, 17,303 recoveries, 155,000 tests. 1,629 are currently hospitalized on 244 ventilators, with 1,802 deaths. Currently in Livingston Parish, you're looking at 190 total cases, 14 deaths, with 2,250 total tests. Yesterday, Governor Edwards met with President Donald Trump. He flew up there and kind of gave a press conference of sorts, just sort of let the nation know that Louisiana has turned the corner on its fight against coronavirus. The governor described the fight as a steep learning curve. But that they have figured it out. The vice president, as well as the president and the federal task force, did inform or sort of reaffirm with the governor that they will continue to help with the fight against the coronavirus. Of course, the governor announced on Tuesday that the federal government has committed to helping surge testing capacity. Governor's looking to get that up to about 200,000 tests in a month. Also looking to increase that contact tracing, which is something that we've talked about. Currently, the Louisiana Department of Health predicts they need about 700 employees to affect that program. Right now, they have somewhere between 70 and 100. Now, if you're wondering what contact tracing is, that is a program where if someone new has been identified in a community as infected with COVID-19, it becomes sort of backward investigation to try to see who they've been in contact with, where they might have picked it up, that sort of thing, trying to stay on top of the virus as we sort of move into a reopening of the economy. A lot of people have said that, the governor shut it down. He shut it all down. One of the things Dr. Deborah Birx, who was one of the lead epidemiologists on the federal task force, said yesterday was that the governor didn't shut everything down. Now, I know that there are a lot of salon owners, barbers, stylists, masseuses, that sort of thing out there who watch this show. I know that he did shut you guys down. So trying to get back to that May 15th date. The stay-at-home order was extended. One of the things that the governor has asked individuals who are business owners, who are in those independent contractors, they're going to be trying to do that work. Try to prepare for that May 15th date. Try to get ready for what's my new capacity going to be. What do I need to keep myself safe, to keep my clients safe, that sort of thing. There are some retail establishments that are going to be looking to open on that either this Friday or more appropriately on that May 4th date. I say more appropriately because that seems to be what a lot of people are suggesting. Might have soft openings this Friday on May 1st, but most people, especially those in retail who are looking for sort of new hours, letting the community in, but only a certain amount of time, having to disinfect the office, having to keep up those shields and things in between customers and the checkout counter, they'll be looking to kind of ease back into that. Probably be looking for, to make sure that they have a steady and stable supply of those cloth masks too, which are recommended by the CDC. One of the things that the governor did say, and that the president and vice president reaffirmed, was that, on the 14-day track, which is part of the federal guidelines, parts of Louisiana did not meet the, I guess you can say, requirement for for reopening. They were still on an upward track. According to Governor John Bel Edwards, he did not want to take a regional reopening track or process, because that a lot of the places where this was increasing were major metro areas where people are going to go anyway. That included Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Monroe. However, things are decreasing in Orleans. Been quite a turnaround. However, that explanation was not good enough for many at the legislature. They will be coming back into some sort of social distancing type session May 4th, and they will be looking for options to what they can do to the governor's stay-at-home order. According to early discussions from consultants, they do, in fact, have the power to undo the governor's stay-at-home order and public health emergency. They would have to undo the whole public health emergency, though. The problem with that is that the state has currently applied for a lot of federal aid. Those dollars would probably be sacrificed. And I say probably because I'm not a lawyer, nor am I a governmental affairs authority. I do know that the governor had to declare a state of emergency in order to open up the road for those federal benefits to come in. So it would lead to believe that if they stopped the stay-at-home order, then that would put a lot of that federal funding and aid in jeopardy. Of course, a lot of extra hospital capacity that's been stood up has been because of that federal disaster declaration that was approved by President Donald Trump. One of the biggest concerns, of course, is that a lot of this money and a lot of these supplies are flowing through FEMA, which I know a lot of people around here, they just love to hear that name. Undoing the disaster declaration may actually cut FEMA off from being able to supply certain things, as well as financial support and grants to Louisiana. So there are consequences for that. Not entirely sure where the legislature will go at this point. They're just discussing it. What many in the legislature believe is that by the time they get something going, it'll be May 15th anyway. So they're trying to see what the consequences would be of doing something like that, and whether or not it's logistically feasible to do it before that May 15th date anyway. So as long as we stay on the current path, currently they're looking for things to reopen. Several legislators have accused John Bel Edwards of lying to them on a conference call, stating that he had suggested strongly, never committed to, but suggested strongly that he was going to reopen the economy on May 1st. The extended stay-at-home order was a surprise to them. Both the Speaker of the House and the President of the Senate also were a little disappointed with the communication before the stay-at-home order was extended. So one of the things that the legislature will be looking for in the future, at the very least, is a more open line of communication with the governor. Yesterday, Livingston Parish Public Schools announced that 12-month employees, so that's your year-round salary employees, will be returning to work May 4th. They will be provided with PPE and appropriate social distancing will be in effect in the offices. They're going to be looking to prepare for the summer, trying to see what graduation might look like, trying to see if summer school can be affected in some sort of way. And they will also be preparing for future challenges. One of the things the governor has brought up several times is school next year might look a little different. Still going to have school, just might look a little different. So they're going to start getting into those conversations in more of in less of a Zoom setting and more of in a conference room setting, trying to get prepared for a lot of contingencies that could be coming up. So they will return to work on May 4th. The Emergency Physicians Association ran a poll, and as the first sort of pillar of the economy to reopen, it was expanded healthcare, which of course is emergency procedures that were put off because of COVID-19, timely procedures that need to be done, screenings for stroke, heart attack, those sorts of things, cancer. That has all been opened back up, but according to the poll, 1 in 3 people are not interested in going back to the doctor at this point. Of course, most doctors' offices are the first to be propped up. They're required to have at least 5 days of PPE reserved, stored away. They also have to sanitize and their entire office and go through certain procedures on a daily basis as well. So there's a lot of security built into the hospitals. But again, 1 in 3 are still saying that they would avoid the hospital at all costs. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of surge reopening expanded healthcare is going to have as, again, the first sort of pillar of the reopening of the economy. 2 local ladies, Miss Marissa Hofstetter of Restoration One, as well as Miss Chelsea Bozier of Maria's Mexican Restaurant. Never had Maria's. It's in Denham Springs. It's been around for a very long time. Very good Mexican food. Recommend you try it out. Restoration One does. They're more than just mold remediation. It's very much sort of not a disaster, but sort of a post-accident sort of restoration. So they do mold, fire damage, water damage, that sort of thing. They have partnered together to offer 4 gift cards, 2 $100 gift cards for nurses and 2 $100 gift cards for teachers for Nursing and Teaching Day, which both happen to come up next week. Also, believe it or not, National Teachers Day is on Cinco de Mayo. So, that might have a little bit to do with Miss Maria's Mexican Restaurant. Of course, these will be given, the winners will be announced on Monday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And they will then be distributed after that. In order to sign up, you need to go to Restoration One's Facebook page, like the page, and then go mention a nurse or a teacher in the comments of the post. We do have a story up at www.livingstonparishnews.com/coronavirus where you can go find a direct link to that Facebook page. Go comment, go let your teacher friends and your nursing friends know you're thinking about them, trying to win them that one of those two $100 gift cards. So again, that's from Miss Marissa Hofstetter of Restoration One and Miss Chelsea Bozier of Maria's Mexican Restaurant. Thank you both for thinking of those who defend us on the front lines in terms of nurses, and when school's in session, I guess you can say those who defend us on the front lines in the education world. With kids. So thank you, teachers and nurses, for what you do, and thank you both for offering those gift cards, especially on National Teachers Day, which is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, and National Nurses Day, which is May 6th. Those will both be next week. Whistle Stop is looking to open next month. There are a lot of businesses that are going through a lot of sort of a transitionary phase, preparing for that May 15th date. The governor did allow some outside seating. We discussed this after his new proclamation, wherein you can go sit at a restaurant if they have a table outside. However, you cannot wait on them. So basically, you're delivering the food right out the door. You can give them a drink. So we're working through some of those details, talking to a couple of local restaurants. We're going to have a better report for you for tomorrow's morning show. But as of right now, it looks like Whistle Stop will be looking to open again right after that May 1st date, sometime next week. Again, want to talk about those mitigation efforts. Only going to get to them twice. Wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds or more. Disinfect common surfaces at home and at the office. Wear a mask, especially in public. Don't touch your face. That one always gets to me. Control your cough and your sneeze, either with a tissue or with your elbow. 6 feet or more of distance, social distancing in public. 10 or less to a gathering, preferably less. Try to stay home and work if at all possible. And definitely stay home if you are sick, and utilize telehealth to get in touch with your doctor. One last time with your coronavirus statistics statewide: 27,660 cases on 17,303 recoveries, 155,000 tests, 1,629 hospitalized on 244 ventilators, 1,802 deaths. In Livingston Parish, you're looking at 190 cases, 2,250 tests with 14 deaths. Getting right back into your traffic real quick, I-12 still looking clear. However, you're looking at minor delays at 4-H Club Road, River Road, and 190, as well as 190 in Jubin and 190 in Range Avenue. Also looking at minor delays on the on-ramps at Range Avenue, Jubin Road, and 447 getting on I-12. Currently 52 degrees. The sunshine is going to stay out today. 77 your high, 54 your overnight low. Please remember, we're looking at a pretty big roller coaster starting this weekend in terms of temperature. Going to get up into the high 80s, low 90s, and then drop into the 60s at night. So it's going to be up and down a little bit. Those of you who have allergies like myself, we're in for a wild ride. One last time, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you guys joining us for the Livingston Parish News Morning Show. Please remember, we're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are once a week in print on Thursdays. You got your bonus paper today, April 30th. That, of course, you get 52 papers a year. Some months you just happen to get 5. Again, that's $7 a month for that paper delivered to your mailbox. Also, we are online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. Please remember, we upload these shows to our podcast page. We also have tons of information on the coronavirus. That is a free page at www.livingstonparishnews.com/coronavirus. We do hope you have a great day. It is a beautiful day out there, and we will see you tomorrow morning.